Chief McPike started his law enforcement career in 1995 with the Colorado State Patrol. He worked for 4 years as a deputy with the El Paso County Sheriff's Office, serving in the Special Enforcement Division and on patrol. From 2002 until 2007, he worked for the Greenwood Village Police Department as a patrol officer and a motor officer. Now, Brian joined the UCCS Police Department in October of 2008, where he quickly rose through the ranks from colonel to sergeant and lieutenant. He was promoted to chief in April of 2013. Please welcome Chief Brian McPike.
Good morning. I've never been a colonel before, but it's pretty cool. I want to welcome everybody today, first off, and this is a special ceremony. Family members, distinguished guests, members of our civilian and military law enforcement family, thank you very much for being here. I'm humbled and honored beyond words to be standing in front of you all today. I've known many of you here on stage and out in front of me, many of you standing amongst our ranks. We've been on calls together, traffic stops, foreign services, and more recently in my role, meetings. And there's too many of those. Still, some of you out in the crowd I've never had the chance to meet, and I hope to do so. This past weekend, myself and members of the UCCS Police Department, along with members of Officer Garrett Swasey's family, were in Washington, D.C. We were there to view the 20,000 plus names of the officers who have given their lives and made the ultimate sacrifice, including UCCS Police Officer Garrett Swasey, whose name was added to that wall this year. As we attended those ceremonies and talked with family members and fellow officers from around the country, one theme became clear. These fallen officers died doing what they believed in and what they were called to do, what they loved. The stories varied, but the memories of these officers will live on with their families, friends, and co-workers, all of whom were there at the National Law Enforcement Memorial Wall to honor these heroes. I was met by members of the Police Unity Tour, a bicyclist group who ride in honor of our fallen officers. Many of these are participants for the 2016 ride shows to honor fallen members of our regional local agencies, including Officer Swasey. I met officers from California, Colorado, New Jersey, really all over, but many who rode in Garrett's name. And I'd like to personally thank Chief P. Carey, who also did the same, along with his support staff members of CSPD that were out there to support him. I hope you've recovered, Chief, from the 300 plus miles, because I don't know if I would have by now. I met other officers from around the state of Colorado who, when they realized where I was from, where my troops were from, embraced us with a genuine sense of kindness. I saw this scene repeated all over the Memorial Square. It was amazing and it was real. It doesn't matter what the color of your uniform, we're all family. If you look around us today, you'll see state troopers, federal officers, deputy sheriffs, members of the Air Force, the Army, and police officers. Just as importantly, I'd like to acknowledge those who may not be in uniform, the civilian and non-sworn support staffs, the volunteers, the district attorneys, and the DA investigators who work alongside us so that we can complete our mission. I'd also like to recognize our counterparts in the fire, rescue, paramedics, EMS services. Thank you for all you do for us. All different uniforms, one unified mission, to protect and to serve. This is our law enforcement family, and when one of us falls, we all feel the pain. We all hurt, we all grieve. We also look at the profession we have chosen with a different set of eyes. The realization, once again, that when we leave for work each day, there's a possibility it could be our last. Being at the Memorial in DC gave me hope, gave me a renewed sense of purpose, and it solidified me in the resolve behind why each of us are here in this place today. Service, honor, loyalty, courage, call it what you will, it's being a cop. We all know this can be a thankless job at times. We often see the worst in people and respond in what very well may be their worst day. Even as I speak to you now, as we can hear the sirens, the city doesn't sleep. Our brothers and sisters are out doing what they do. The jail doesn't stop operating. Court and transport are hustling. Courthouse is open. Traffic stops are being conducted. And hopefully they're giving tickets to some of the aggressive drivers that we encountered on the way down here, as my wife did. Officers from all over the region are writing reports, conducting search warrants, responding to any number of types of calls for service throughout our region. I realize there are probably a few of you here this morning that worked last night, still chose to be here. Thank you. For those of you in the audience who are thinking of entering the law enforcement field, including the cadets and the academy members behind me, as you start your law enforcement career, I encourage you not to listen to the negative around you. Look for the good in everyone you come in contact with. And remember, every time you speak, every time you come in contact with somebody, you're not just representing your agency, you're representing our family. This is a good career. It's a noble calling. Don't ignore the fire within you, and don't let anybody else extinguish it. For those of you who are seasoned law enforcement officers amongst us, just remember you are the leadership for this new generation. Even though many of us seasoned officers don't tweet, Facebook, like, or tag every moment of our lives, including me, you are the ones who are going to pass down the knowledge and the wisdom that will allow this next generation to successfully make it through their careers and do the same for those coming behind them. To our families and friends who support us, thank you. This job can be harder on you at times than it can be on us. There are times that we come home, we don't talk about what we've seen during our shift, and we're irritable. That's not our normal mood. There are days where we come home elated, we're happy, having been part of a successful call, rescuing somebody, solving a case, de-escalating a dangerous situation, or just having made it throughout the day without getting yelled at by a citizen or maybe a supervisor. Those days will far outweigh the negative ones, and we thank you for your support that allows us to do what we do. In the near future, nearby where we are standing and gathered today, a memorial wall will stand. To the families gathered here today, the Pikes Peak Regional Law Enforcement Memorial will serve as a sacred gathering place for you to come to remember your hero in the shadow of Pikes Peak. We'll give all of our law enforcement family the opportunity to gather yearly to remember and to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice. I would like to use this opportunity on this stage today to say thank you to our entire community again. After the death of Officer Garrett Swasey, the outpouring of love and support to Garrett's family, our officers, our agency, to UCCS was absolutely overwhelming. These acts of kindness and support will live on in our memory, and we are all so very kind and grateful. One of the beautiful renderings on our Pikes Peak Regional Fallen Officer Memorial has a quote from Emily Potter: "Heroes never die. They live on forever in the hearts and minds of those who will follow in their footsteps." All of us here today, we are those who are here to follow in their footsteps. We are the ones called to remember their names, their families, and their sacrifices. Former President Ronald Reagan stated, "Evil is powerless if the good are unafraid." All of you here today are unafraid. You are good. You continue to be the thin blue line for all of us in this beautiful community we call our home. You protect our families, our way of life, and for this I'm so grateful to call each and every one of you a friend, a brother, a sister, a member of my family. I want to thank everybody for allowing me to speak here on behalf of our entire regional law enforcement family today. And I ask that God bless and keep each and every one of you. Thank you.